Greetings, ladies and gentle Go players! It's another wonderful year. The end of 2023, and a lot of things have happened in the Go world in 2023. People have ranked up, people have sort of lost the players you wouldn't have expected. And, of course, there have been some pretty bloody games. Now, that is why we are here today. The game we are going to be going over today is the second place game in the Bloodiest games of 2023. That's right. This game, believe it or not, is not the bloodiest game that was played this year, but gosh darn it, it put up a good fight. Just missed first place by that much. As you can see, the players here are two Japanese players, an 8-dan professional versus a 4-dan professional. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second bloodiest game of 2023. Game starts off as games often do, in the upper right-hand corner, having a lovely little black stone. White invites everything and anything by grabbing the upper left-hand corner for themselves, and black takes them up on that amazing offer with a diagonal opening. Okay, diagonal opening. We're starting to understand why this game is going to be so bloody. Diagonal games are more territorial based, and territorial based games tend to be rather, fighting over little points here and there. Conversely, huge influence games also tend to go that way, simply because someone gets too much influence, a fight breaks out, and, things happen. Black approaches low. White says, I don't care. I will take an enclosure for myself. Black says, that's all well and good, but hear me out. What do you think of the Taisha? Are you interested, little buddy? White says, no, I am not interested in the Taisha opening, you crazy individual. We are not doing that ever. Go away, and maybe if you could see to it to die in a fire, that'd be fantastic. The Taisha, of course, would be this. Into this one. Atari, connect, cut. Instead, we are now here looking at Black insisting that there's going to be a fight. White says, okay. If you insist, there shall be. Black Atari. White connects. And black is going to connect as well. At which point, white will come out because being surrounded would obviously be very bad. This would instantly be the end of the game. At professional level, you don't come back from something as weird as this. It's just not going to happen. So you coming out. You don't give up your stone. Though I suppose you probably could. It's just, if white gets another move back in here, that's a really huge corner, you know? So we're going to do that one instead. White takes some territory, putting pressure on the 2. Black responds by defending 2 into 3. White in turn defends his stone, and everyone's being a reasonable chap so far. White has the ability to attack on the side or on top, and black can decide what they want to defend. Hane. Decision has been revealed to do the top. Okie dokie. Now you might think, okay, that means I must go ahead and pincer this right now, right? But the problem is, the shape that black made, it's going to be a little bit difficult to really kill this particular group. So White decides, either because it's going to be just too difficult to attack that, or because he's a 4P, punching up against an 8 Don, that he decides we are going to go ahead and approach and see what you want to do. But of course, black is going to pincer to aid the group, right? We're not going to just let white get some kind of an attack going here, right? That'd be a little bit strange. So here's a great opportunity to pincer. White leans. No problems there. We're just going to go ahead and save like so. This is modern Joseki. White now has Sente. He could go ahead and cap if he wanted. Could take an extension off of ye old little corner if he so felt inclined. But you know what he's really going to do. Let's be real. No one's looking at this board actually scratching their head, trying to figure out, what the opponent's going to do right now. Yeah, it's going to be the 3-3. I mean, obviously, it's going to be the 3-3. Like, did you actually think it was going to be anything other than the 3-3? That's just weird. Why are you so weird? Stop being strange. Obviously, in today's meta, it's the 3-3. So, blocks towards the formation that we have, because that was a great idea. A lot of people are underestimating the value of influence right now. Influence that's already being used to the opponent in Sente. Ooh, that's... not gonna lie, that's actually pretty good. Alright, so black has to decide what we're gonna do with that. And he decides to do this one. This one's actually an interesting idea. You might think... You might think we should go ahead and jump out or do something over in here or in here. This is actually a bit of an interesting one because it's threatening to keep the corner very much unsettled, right? So it's a bit settly and it's a bit aggressive at the same time. Which makes white's decision to pincer very interesting indeed, because black is setting up for an attack, and then white's like, hey, do you want to fight? To which black says, I mean, did you see my last move? I don't want to tell you what to do, bro, but I'm kind of threatening to put my fingers directly into your eye sockets. But if this is how you get down, brother, I'm not gonna complain. You do you. Happy New Year. White jumps out. Black's like, no. You wanted to fight. Get back here. Which, this is how games get complicated. Because now that white's got multiple things he's looking after. Look what we do here. Look what we do here. Yeah, we do this. This is what we do. This is what we do now. This is what we do. We're looking after two groups simultaneously, but not everyone can ride that line. So black defends. White's trying to attack. Black responds. Notice as they respond, they're getting closer and closer to the 3 stones down in here. Interesting. Super aggressive. And black, to his credit, is trying to just chill. He doesn't look like he's trying to kill anybody. It's just his opponent is being super, super aggressive, leaving him no choice but to counterattack. So we got the Atari. Into an Atari. That is now a settled group. You are not keeping anything separated anymore. That decision just gave away a lot of stuff on the left. Settling move from white. Black is an 8 Dan professional player, so he knows good and well the value of Aji, so he removes that stone off the board. So there we go. White follows up, sliding into the corner. No problem. Now here, I would be looking to settle. Black, however, is sticking to his guns. It's like, hey, remember this? Remember this? Me trying to poke your eyeballs out? Remember that? Yeah, I'm going to follow that up now. Connects up. And just when I thought he was going to Hane to try to force his opponent into life, he plays the big move on bottom. Not interested in any kind of trade, top for bottom or whatever. He's like, nope, you are very unsettled and now I'm going to settle and you had best do likewise. White says, you're absolutely right. I'm going to get right on not doing that. G. And G. And G. Now this is a reading fest because here White has the option of turning, threatening to capture, but Black can take and go into a mini tombstone, right? Where we descend, we follow the Atari, we take like so, and then we throw in, of course, and we take that as well. And then we Atari. Now, it's important to note that the Atari is not going to be met with a connection just yet. Little bit slow. So instead, Black simply says, I'm alive now. You can take 4 stones if you'd like. I don't care. Controlling shape, because this is a black stone, would be a problem. And now here we can see a very, very aggressive 8-dan professional player because he's trying to get White to commit to an attack here while he's slowly redirecting up there. Very, very cool stuff. Defends because he can get cut through otherwise. Revealing his plans, though we already know what they are. White tries to fight. So cutting points are created. White's going to block, of course. Followed by a lovely little turn to capture. Don't want to do that. At which point, nice shape. Reinforcing that middle. And it's at this point that we have to admit what's going on. Black is going to get influence here. And there's really, really big follow-ups. There's a follow-up here. There's a follow-up here. The middle is rapidly falling into Black's control. So rather than continuing to dance to his opponent's tune, he decides, I think it's time I start coming out into that there middle, son. Black says, yeah, probably so. I messed up a few stones on the board, my bad. Starting to come through. Declined. All right, that looks pretty lifelike right now. Poke, poke, poke. And connect. And connect. Just like so. At this point, the throw-in in the top is still potentially a death sentence to White, so he has to be very, very careful. Very, very careful indeed. Poke, poke, poke. And just draw back. Don't block, because then you leave cutting points in Atari and things like that. It's not good. Now we're in the middle. Looks like everything's fine. Black's following, developing that top all nice. Now we've definitely got our eye on the outside, so we're A-okay. Only problem is now Black is really enjoying that middle area, so this is known as attacking for profit, chat. Trying to make sure everything's all gravy. But Black is just now profiting. Black is now just profiting. White plays a big move. Big move. More big moves. Just like so. Doesn't connect and instead goes all in on that influence. Ooh. So now what we have is a diagonal game that's transitioned into an influential game, complete with some weak groups on the board. Note I said groups plural. Why did I say groups plural? Because white is not going to allow his opponent to just take that middle. So the top is a little bit unsettled, and now we're going to have another group in the center because you can't just give all of this to your opponent. Slowly but surely, we're having a nice, perfect storm of things coming together. Aji. White's like, no, I need strength here to live in your center. Sir, thank you. Inviting a cut, very devious idea. Because you know your opponent will not be able to resist, and that's going to give Aji. So we have here into here. So far, he's not taking the bait, but it's okay. Little bit of a clamp at the head of his stones here. That'll get him changing his mind. Yep, there it is. There's the Atari. That's what we like to see. Now we go ahead and connect. And White realizes he needs shape. I totally agree. Yes, you do. Atari, you gonna let the stone go? No, he's not, because then the whole point of this attack was useless. But that gives Sente. And now we're running right next to the other group that's not completely alive. Ah, this is how stuff starts to die. Oh man, this is classic. So now this is trying to make sure it's A-okay. Black needs to make sure he is as well, but that shouldn't be too difficult. As long as he's playing stones on the board that are neater than mine, so he doesn't get, mixed up as to where stones are. Trying to run to his group, that's always a good idea. Instant cap is instant because fundamentally you just keep one group from connecting to the other, and then you have a miracle. White pushes through. Oh no, getting scary. Black blocks like so. White's going to go ahead and cut, try to get something done. Going to make sure there's no eye there, so we're going to Atari. He's going to connect up like so, I think. Yeah, he is. And then we save our one stone. Now white doesn't want to be dead. That would be very bad. So blam, now we're going to Atari, which is going to net a connection. White still doesn't want to be dead. So he tries to Atari, but uh-oh. That leads to a double Atari, which leads to a connection, which leads to a take, I think. Yes, obviously. More stones falling. White says that's okay. I can hold this. But white's just gonna, or black's just gonna go ahead and connect. Oh my god, my foot's gonna fall asleep. That's fine too. White goes ahead and turns, trying to capture black. Black says, I'm going to connect, maximize my liberties. That's going to be fine. White says, no, it's not. You're going to be dead. Black's going to connect and says, am I really? White's like, maximize liberties because you can't do the same. Now we have a little bit of a capture race on our hands. No big deal here. Coming on out. Whoops, sorry. White doesn't get to play twice. My bad. Yeah, that's Blackstone. Okay, just making sure. Going for the capture race. Threatening. Getting stronger in Sente. Now he's solidly connected to the stones. White says you are now dead. Nothing you can do there, sir. And Black's like, you're right, but hey, guess what? Surprise, mother trucker. That's right, it's me. I've been threatening to kill that group all game, and now look where we are. But White says it's okay. You can't kill me. You didn't get the memo. You can't kill me. Black says, yeah, no. It's like, no, really, you can't kill me. To which Black again says, yeah, no. It's like, okay, no eyes there. Well, one eye there, but one is not two. So out we go. But that's okay. The shapes are nice and solid for Black. Looking for life. Horribly denied. And now out we go. Once more, didn't... Wait, no, that's not what he played. That move actually surprised me. I thought it would be a... Oh, wait, no, sorry. That one is actually played. My bad. I think it's one of these next ones that's not played. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. There is one move that surprises me. Pushes. Blocks. Is it the next one? No. That's just a cut. And that's an Atari down, because we're good on liberties. Don't play twice. Thank you. There we go. There we go. And then we just go ahead. An empty triangle for safety. Tries to get an eye. Denies the eye. This is the one. Yeah, he pushes, and I would have been like, okay, yeah, now you just block, duh. But White Black turns to make sure that this group can't come up and squeeze the 4. So very, very, very smart. Very smart. Because if you play here, right, you've got the Atari connect, extend, which is making the turnover in here very annoying, and then you've got this threat to capture here as well. So that is actually very, very nice. And it assumes control of the game. It's like, you're dead. I don't care if you come into my large area. You're dead. There's nothing you can do. Total. I don't even know what word to use there. But yeah, very, 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 very big move. White gets to move. Thank you. He knows exactly how many liberties his opponent has. So this is not a threat at all. Plays the Atari. We're going to go ahead and connect. No problems there. We never haunted, so the cut's not going to do anything. Removing a liberties because we're still in the capture race. But he knows that he is further ahead because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, something like that. So he's fine. He's absolutely completely fine. No problems here. No sorry, Bob George. 10x on out. It's like forward on. Give up. Gonna go ahead and push. You are, of course, welcome to connect. Pushes. Don't take. You create a liberty shortage. Because if you take, he pushes again, and that threatens a throw in, and then suddenly you have to capture, but you're not going to have enough liberties because you have to fill in versus the Atari, and then you're dead, right? But yeah, this is not gonna lie. This was gross. This game was actually gross to look at. Like this forward on. Ugh, no excuses. You know you're dead. You know you're dead. Come on, let's go. Like no, this isn't going anywhere either, sir. Now if white gets black to screw up here, sure, maybe he can win. Because there's the Atari into the underneath, right? But apparently an 8-dan professional knows better than to allow that. Trying to kill still. Sigh. Make sure that's not going to turn into anything. And extend we go. I mention constantly how even professionals have been caught continuing to play when they know better, and this is unfortunately a really good example of that. Connects here. Obviously, his opponent knows that that's an I, so he kills it. Again, I don't even know. All right, now we're going to go ahead and push like so. And we're going to block like so. And we're going to cut because, you know, there's cutting stones and what have you. So there we go with those. And then he extends and black's just like, okay, what are we doing next? But unfortunately, there's nothing he can possibly do next because either those stones are going to get captured, these are going to connect back to there and be just fine. Capturing the 3, there's just too much that you can do that you're never going to be able to do anything else from this position. So even white had to finally go ahead and call it quits. Now, admittedly, normally I would be very on the fence of keeping a game like this in for the bloodiest game of 2023, but by constantly running himself into a wall over and over and over again, white did qualify. Now, just so you can see the state of the board, let's look at it when all of the stones that are captured are off, shall we? I think we shall. All right, there we go. That is a lot of dead stones when you look at it that way. I wasn't sure if I wanted to remove these because they could technically connect up with a diagonal. So I'll just go ahead and say maybe they're alive, right? Maybe they're alive. Maybe they're alive. But oh boy, when you look at it that way, oh, that puts it into perspective. Something awful, doesn't it? That is so much death. So much, so much, so much. And shame on white for continuing to play that long. Let's be real. Either way, well deserved kill by Black, not falling for any of those last minute shenanigans. Way to go, sir. Way to go. You are definitely one of the top murderers of 2023, but you are not the top murderer of 2023. That title goes to someone else who is clocking in at 75 plus deadstones. So if you're looking forward to that, that'll be coming up next. Hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope you enjoyed the next. Take care, everybody.